Alright guys, so we're going to talk about a couple of knots, and the most important connection that you can have is your line to your leader knot. The line coming off of your reel, through the guides, down to your leader. And yes, you need a leader in Florida. Everything down here is going to try to bite off your main line, whether you're using braid or monofilament. So for demonstration purposes, we got a couple different colors of 130. It's 130 pound monofilament in orange that we're going to use as our leader line, and 130 pound in chartreuse as our main line. Typically, if I'm fishing on the flats for this knot, I'm going to use about 10 pound test braid, and that's what this chartreuse line represents. And this orange line right here is going to represent maybe a 20 to a 40 pound leader. 20 if I'm fishing on the flats for trout and redfish, and maybe 40 if I'm fishing around some structure for snook. So this double uni knot is the knot that I'm going to tie, and this is probably the most important knot that you can use on a day-to-day purpose. So if you can tie an overhand knot, you can tie this double uni knot. Don't let it be too complicated for you. All we're doing here is tying an overhand knot. That's all. We're just going to do a few more wraps, but that is the principle right there. So I'm going to put these lines together. I'm going to pinch them. Remember, this is going to be my leader right here. This orange line is my leader. I'm going to start by making that same loop that you do to tie that overhand knot. Give myself enough on the tag end so I can wrap it around both the orange line and the chartreuse line. And if it's a 30 pound leader, I'm going to do it 3 times. I'm going to pull that semi-tight. It's still open. It can slide up and down that main line. And now this chartreuse line represents my main line. Typically I'm using braid. So if I'm using braid, I will do this wrap 5 times. If I'm using monofilament, I'll do it 3 or 4 times. Depends on the diameter. Play around with it, see what works for you. Just make sure you lubricate and wet each one before you cinch them down. So same thing. All I got is this line coming down off my rod tip. I'm going to put both lines together and make that overhand knot. Because this is 130, I'm going to do it 3 times. If it was your braid, I'd do it 5 times. You can slide that together. Slide them till they touch. Grab both tag ends and both main lines and cinch them down just a little bit. Pull them together again. Wet them good. Cinch them down with your teeth or your pliers. And the reason that I do that prior to pulling them together is so the braid doesn't slide over top of the leader and you get a nice clean true finish on your knot. And then all you have to do is slide them together. Use our boomerang snippers right here, which are awesome for cutting braid. They work just as good on the 130. And that's a double uni line-to-line connection that will save you from buying those rigs that are pre-made. And they've got weights on them and hooks on them and swivels on them and all kinds of other junk fish can see. Tie your own leaders to your own lines and you're going to catch more fish. You're going to be more stealthy. You're not going to spook as many fish, and this will put more fish in the boat. That's a great knot. I tie this one probably 100 times a day. Learn it, use it. It's the best knot that I can recommend for inshore fishing. Uni knot, double uni knot. Hey guys, thanks for checking out that knot tutorial. That uni knot's going to help you out a lot on the boat. We got a lot more coming down the pipeline, so check out the videos for the knot tutorials, all of our fishing tips, and definitely our action videos on the water. Definitely make a point to come into St. Pete Fishing Outfitters because they are absolutely the best in the area for inventory. You got inshore species, you got offshore species. They can outfit you from sea trout to swordfish and marlin in the Keys. So definitely give them a buzz, give them a follow, and come in and check them out.